I want to go live real quick with a quick What Your Mother Should Have Taught You live because I just had a conversation with a young woman who is really helping me strategically with some business decisions, and I felt really like seeing her taken care of. I walked away with something, and there's still more to be done. And both of my girls are home today because their grandparents, well, one doesn't go to school on Thursdays and the other grandparents have their doctor's appointments today. So they're home with us. I'm grateful for the flexibility. I'm grateful for the flexibility to be home with my girls, and I'm grateful that I had the mind to set my life up in this kind of way. My husband was also home earlier today because I was able to let him know, like, hey, I'm in the middle of launching this program. I'm really going to need some support at home with the girls. If grandparents are not able to, care for them, can you stay, be flexible? Because he's also a business owner, he has the flexibility and the freedom to set his own schedule. So that's one, I'm sharing this with you because that's one part of having a man in your life that you can count on for the flexibility and the freedom. The part that really hit me when I went into the room and even before, this is not really what I intended to share with you today, but something that I think is still very important to talk about is, even after getting off the phone with a young woman for like a strategy call, I was like, I still need some help to figure this out. I need somebody to talk to. And so I was like, okay, I told John, I was like, listen, we're gonna have to brainstorm about this. I need to just kind of like get some ideas out of my head, and I would love to know your thoughts on it because I trust his decision making. I think he has a lot of business sense, and it's one of the reasons why I married him. I'm curious. See, right now we have about 8 women watching. Hi. I'm curious, who do you talk to? Like when you really need someone in your corner and you like need to process, who outside of your family, who do you talk to? Like, let me know in the chat box. I'm just curious. Outside of family, your moms, your sisters, because if you have it, that's great. Like, that's a blessing. And if you don't, who do you talk to? Like, is there one, do you have, and let me ask you this, who do you talk to about relationships? That's what I really want to know about. Like, is there one person in your life that you can talk to about your relationship and feel heard, understood, seen, feel like you have some good sense and good direction about how to move forward? And if not, this is probably where I can help. So I just wanted to say that. That's not really what I want to talk about today, but I had to say that because I feel very blessed and grateful to have your boyfriend. Okay, best friend and boyfriend. Okay, good. I feel very blessed to, have my husband in my life where I can like come to him and I know that we can come to make some sound decisions together. He can give me some really good perspective about business and help me along the way. What I did want to talk to you about, so what I really wanted to talk to you about today was your vetting process. Because some of y'all ain't doing your homework. I can sit here and probably say like, okay, I knew that, you know how couples come together and they have like whatever the glue is. It could be music, it could be, I don't know, whatever the thing is. For us, it was like business. And so, for who I wanted to be in the world, I think that, I thought that he was the best man at the time. Like at that time, I thought that he was the best man who could help me become more of who I am and more who I'm supposed to be, like help up level me in that way. And I was able to come to that conclusion because I had a clear starting point. I knew what it is that I wanted. These are the 6 steps that I walk my clients through. It's called the Feminine Influence Path to Love and Life. And there are 6 specific steps that I've created to help you win in both love and life. So as I'm seeing, as you know, Attract the Man You Want, the program is open for enrollment. And as I'm seeing applications come through, what I'm seeing is, these men are, I'm seeing a lot. Another thing that I'm seeing, because I've talked about it before, but another thing that I'm seeing is men show themselves to be one way in the beginning, and then, they're never really who they are. But don't you do that too? Why is that a thing, like a big challenge? It's because you're not doing your homework. That's why. You're not doing what you're supposed to do and showing up and asking the appropriate questions to get the kind of answers and find out the information that you need. And to be honest with you, a lot of what the answers that you need are not going to come from the questions that you ask. It's going to come from your own observation, your own witnessing. This is what I'm saying. This is what your mother should have taught you. So I'm just stepping into my Mama Monique energy right now, letting it be known, letting you have it. Because this is a serious thing. I think it's a really serious concern. Understanding what you want is number one it's like the preliminary first step into having anything that you want, so that you can move powerfully. You can know what you want. You can conquer your inner game. You can have fun in the process. You can be bold about what you want. You can discover your own unique feminine and influence style, and you can move powerfully, because you can get the thing and then sabotage it because you start freaking out like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be found out. He going to know I'm not really all of that. Or I'm like boring, I'm not interesting, I don't really have what it takes, I can't do this, I can't do that. He's gonna find out the real me, and then it's gonna be all over. So I'm saying is, don't you kind of put on the front, like, don't you present yourself in a way too? This is what it's called, decency, right? It's called decency. You should know that when you are interacting with men, you're gonna get hopefully he's gonna try to present himself. That's what any decent person would do. When we do that for the job, we're trying to make the sale. You want to make a good impression. And so even now, I know that this society, the generation that we're in, is different because people don't care about how they look no more. We don't care about how we really present. It's just like, I'm going to be going outside with a bonnet and doing like, I'm just going to do me. Okay, but is that really working for you? And it depends on who you are. I know that's not my people. So I don't even have to talk about that. But I do want to talk about your vetting process and how you are selecting men. Do you even have a process, or are you just like, let me say this. I know that women who don't have a vetting process and women who don't know what they want just get anything, right? So you begin to accept the man who chooses you, and you feel like you have no power. You have no choice when you do. You begin to, give your attention and prematurely bond with the man who's interested in you. And you're like, well, he's interested in me. And that will hold that can carry some weight. It can. If a man is seriously interested in you, it can carry some weight. If you're a woman who loves the attention, you want to be desired, you want to feel cherished. But at the same time, maybe towards the end of the line, as time progresses, you realize he's not really even all that. He's not really what I would want to be with. But if you haven't made that decision and gotten clear on what you want in the beginning, again, you're just going to get a whole bunch of what you don't want. This is why inside the Attractive Man You Want program, which is a relationship readiness program, we focus on getting clear, right? Helping you get clear on your vision and values so that you can trust yourself and trust your decision making. I sense that many women are not, they take themselves out the game. Because when it comes to life, like, dating is a game. And I know it may feel jarring and jolting to hear that, or even disappointing. Like, why does it have to be a game, Monique? Like, isn't life a game? Like, don't you have to play your cards or get left behind? Like, don't you have to do stuff to line yourself up if you want to advance? If you are totally cool with where you are and where your life is and it's good, like, more power to you. But for me and women who are like me and the women that I attract, we don't just want to buy more stuff. We want to be more, like, feel proud of how we're showing up. Feel like our life is making progress and there's fruit in our life from the internal shifts that we have made. It could be something as simple that, maybe you don't argue and fuss with, like, you raise your voice, like these simple internal shifts, right? You're proud that, you get triggered less. You're proud that you're able to save money. You like to see the money stack up in the bank. You're proud that you've released some weight, right? Because you have made a commitment. You're proud that you're stepping into a new identity. You're proud that whatever it is for you, right? This is what I'm saying. Like, these are just advances. So for women who are just like, oh, it's, why do I have to play these games? Part of it is a game, and that's just the game of life. Part of it is. So you can either learn what you can do what it takes, or you can take yourself out. You can do what it takes, or you can take yourself out and get left behind. Now, I know that's not what you want, and you wouldn't be watching me right now, but this is what it takes. Like, you have to allow yourself to be supported, allow yourself to get the help, so that ultimately you can trust yourself and know how you choose a man. Like, what am I seeing here? Yeah, okay, that's what I wanted to focus on. Just the just the process of choosing men and how to know that you are finding the right one for you, or someone that you can really maybe, at least just be in his company for a little bit. What it's going to take is for you to get clear on what you want and what you want to experience, like what, in a way that goes beyond your ideal man checklist. That's why we start the In the Attractive Man You Want program, and even through like lesson 1, even inside module 1. Women have told me, oh my gosh, Monique, this is really great, because if you've been living on this earth, you're going to make some mistakes. It's just a part of the human experience. And one of the things that I've heard is, oh my gosh, I'm really grateful for this assignment, like this sort of module, because what I know is that, I've dated these men and they look great on paper, but there's something off in our communication where we're not compatible. And through the skill building assignments that I have created, again, you get to begin to trust yourself so that you feel secure in how you're moving forward in your own life. There's also community. There's also community inside the Attractive Man You Want program. Community is important, right? You're going to get, your feminine spirit is going to come from being around other feminine women. That's what it's going to come from. Because if you are a woman and you're making all the decisions, this goes back to who you can talk to. You're making all the decisions. You like that can harden a woman. Like, it puts you on edge. Like, who do you have to talk to and to run ideas by? Right? That is for you and can be there long term. Just to get like sound decision. If you feel like you have to process, if you're like me, that can leave me a little flustered. So by being around other women, it propels you, right, to feel ready, capable, and confident to have and keep the kind of man that you want. You also get weekly coaching with me, right? We meet live weekly inside the group. And that's where you're going to come with your challenges. We're going to talk about what's working, what's not working, what it's going to take for you to move forward successfully. And I'm going to share with you some specific practices to help you feel more like a feminine woman, to help you feel safe in your body, so that, when you're meeting a guy and you feel like you don't like the games, you're not down for it, right? How can you begin to express yourself confidently in a way that he can actually hear you? I'm going to teach you how to master those early conversations. Again, because there's a certain way to do it. You don't want to come across as the woman who's asking all the questions and, like it's an interview. That's no fun. That's not alluring, right? So the whole feminine influence process is about self-mastery. This is the primary tool that we use to attract the kind of relationships that we desire. And did I even mention there's role play? So you have a chance to practice what you are learning. You have a chance to practice and demonstrate the skills that you're learning in the program by role playing and engaging with an eligible bachelor from my own network. That's something that I'm super excited about, because there's one thing just to have all the ideas in have all the information, but if you don't have anybody to practice with and share these things with, it's like, how are you going to make some progress? So if you know that you're a woman and you like, a great start for you would feel like you are going on some dates with some really quality men, then click the link in the bio. It's not there yet, but you can go to go.feminineinfluence.co/application. All right, I'm gonna post it in there too, right? Or you can go to another video after this. It's gonna be there after this live. But yeah, I'm not seeing nobody say nothing. Usually y'all come on and say, "Hey, Monique, how you doing?" Are y'all hearing me? Like, is it on? I heard one person hear me sitting music. Okay, just making sure. So that's really what I want to say today. Do your homework. Hey, Connie, I am Connie. Thank you. Number 1, do your homework. You cannot be upset that men are portraying themselves one way, and and then you found out that he's not who he said he was. You're not doing your homework. And your homework is not going to come just through questions. Part of it is questions. I think that there are questions that you can ask. This is what I teach you inside the Attractive Man You Want program, how to master those early conversations so that you can spot the red flags, so that you can select the best man, and so that you can gracefully decline if he is not a match. You ever hear a man say, it's not, you came at me wrong. You just can't be reckless, right? These are skills. These are life skills that I want to teach you inside the program. So if this sounds like something that you want to do, go ahead and apply. Go ahead and apply. What else? Let me just tell you more about the program. So it's a 4-month program. We start January 24th. Which is a Tuesday, and then we meet every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. The program is $4,500 if you pay in full, or you can do a payment plan, and of course, there's always a little bit more when you do a payment plan. But if you want to get started, it just takes $500 to start today. That's a non-refundable deposit, and then 4 monthly payments of $1,175. All that information is there on the page anyway. But I know some of y'all probably already wondering how much is it? So if you're part of my email list, you have the information that's there on the page. But I want to let you know right now, just so you know, you can give yourself some peace of mind, because you're probably on the edge of your seat like, but how much is it, Monique? Because I know I've been there. Okay? This is a finishing school, right? This is a real institution. I'm giving you the kind of education that I wish I would have gotten. Because when you get these things, like I said, before, the best time for you to be in the process of attracting the man you want was years ago, but the next best time is today. What questions do you have about what I've shared so far? So in the Attract the Man You Want program, again, we're going to identify the kind of man that you want. I'm going to teach you that you want to meet, right? I'm going to teach you how to examine your own current state of mind for why you're getting the results that you're getting. If you are not attracting the kind of men that you want, and you're just like, why do these dudes what is it about me to think that they can just approach me this way? There's something about how you're showing up, right? And we have to examine that. I'm going to help you to release your fears, right? So that you can conquer your inner game and show up as a high value woman, a high value queen. I'm going to teach you what it's going to take to make yourself instantly more attractive, because there are practices that you can do to feel more at confidence, to feel more confidence and ease just in your everyday. I'm going to teach you how to use nonverbal communication, right? Just even through your body language, to send out the appropriate attraction signals to have men come up to you and approach you and ask you out. At least ask you for your number and then ask you out. I'm going to teach you how you can meet men everywhere, because that's the main thing. When women come to me, is because they're like, my biggest challenge right now, or their biggest challenge, is they're not meeting the kind of men that they want. So I'm going to teach you how to meet men everywhere and identify the best locations for you to actually meet them. And then ultimately, I'm going to teach you how to trigger the hunt in men. Okay, so if that sounds like something that you want, we need to have a conversation. Let's have a conversation. But until then, I hope that this information served you. I see it's already about 18 minutes. I kind of wanted to just be on here for about 20 or so. But yeah, I want to close by saying this: make sure that you're doing your part and you're doing your work. I want to also encourage you, don't let it fluster you when people are just doing human things. It is up to you, right? It's up to you to figure out, how you want to respond, how you can begin to attract the kind of man that you want, so that you can have somebody who's for you, someone that just helping in your everyday life, someone that you can just rest on, to ask the questions, figuring out all the decisions. I remember I was talking to a family member, and she was like, with my kids, I had to make all the decisions on my own, everything. And it's exhausting. It's exhausting. So what's the closing statement? Yeah. You get to choose. You have a choice. You have a choice and you get to choose. Thank you. You're welcome. You have a choice and you get to choose who comes into your life, how you attract that person, right? So it almost, the people that are like coming out the woodwork, or not even coming out the woodwork, right? That's a part of how you're showing up as well. And if you want some support with that, to kind of get things cleared up so that you don't feel like you're living life alone and doing life alone, especially in these times, let's have a conversation. Okay. So that's it for now. And I will see you in the next video. Take care and God bless. Bye-bye.